Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we're going to be going over some tractor lessons for first-time owners. So, without further ado, let's get into the video. We've all been there, done that, so it's no surprise that a common theme on a lot of the forums is sharing lessons learned about everything under the sun. Mainly tractors, because they're tractor forums. So here is a list of 17 lessons learned and shared. Number 1. If you want it done right, do it yourself. This is why you've got a tractor, isn't it? Well, so many people spend time fixing other people's mess-ups that this lesson has been learned by almost everybody. Unless you're talking about open heart surgery, in which case you definitely don't want to do that yourself. Number 2. Safety equipment is there for a reason. Use it. This one needs no explanation and makes it to a lot of lists like this. Modern tractors are equipped with safety features that are designed to keep you alive. If you don't use them, they can work against you. Or just not work at all. Either way, do the smart thing and keep the safety equipment on your machine, and don't think that you're smarter than the engineers and laws that put them in place. So yes, that means no driving with the ROPS down. The reason why manufacturers started making folding ROPS is so that owners could fit their tractors under lower doors, not so that they could go out and drive around with low clearance. Because when the ROPS are folded down, they do not prevent the tractor from rolling all the way upside down. You've probably heard this saying from a lot of people in your family before: measure twice, cut once. Or measure once, cut twice, and waste a bunch of material. This lesson applies to tractors in a lot of ways, and it can save a lot of hassle when it's applied to everything you do. Number 4. Ask questions, questions, and more questions. This one applies to everything from buying to selling to fixing. When it comes to relying on others to get a job or service done, go ahead and be that guy who asks 100 questions before making a decision. You know why? It's better to be 100% informed than to rush to a decision without full knowledge. Number 5. Get power steering if it's an option. If you're buying a tractor, you probably have a thought in your mind that you will save a few bucks and get the model without power steering. Well, take this advice and your forearms will thank it, unless you want to look like Popeye, in which case enjoy turning that wheel with a bucket full of gravel. Number 6. Time is money. Helping a good neighbor out is what some would call a neighborly duty. It's not uncommon to get a request from a friend, family, or neighbor to do a tractor chore on their property, but keep in mind that there's a point at which you can say enough is enough and ask to be paid for your time. That point is usually when there's more than an acre or more than a load that takes more than a couple of hours of work. Number 7. A box of donuts or a pie or a cake or something. Continuing on from number 6, when somebody does do you a favor, you should compensate them maybe with their favorite confectionery treats. Number 8. You will find the 10mm sockets in the darndest of places. It seems like there's always a missing socket, and it's almost always the 10mm. So don't be surprised when you find one left over in your engine bay when your tractor comes back from service. Number 9. Don't try to jumpstart an engine without a battery. Here's a great tip. You should not connect a battery charger to a tractor or vehicle without a battery. The charger could apply too high of voltage. The charger needs the load of the battery to help it regulate voltage, and starters draw hundreds of amps to get the engine turning. You can't get that much out of a typical battery charger, even one with a jump start feature. On a related note, you should never try to jump a dead battery in the winter unless you just drained it down trying to start your vehicle. A frozen battery will explode if it's connected to a charger or another battery, and plastic parts along with battery acid will go everywhere, and it's very, very dangerous. Number 10. Shortcuts are not always a good idea. Shortcuts are a good idea when you're running a relay race against your children who need to learn a lesson about how slow parents can still outsmart their children. But when it comes to tractors, those shortcuts might not be a good idea. Do it right the first time or do it right the second or third or fourth time, your choice. Number 11. Loose clothing could be the end of you. Loose clothing, including sleeves, drawstrings, etc., could get caught in a rotating mass and spell the end of your life or limb. This and other safety precautions are the best lessons that we can apply. Warning stickers aren't there for no reason. They are there because somebody has done the things that the warning stickers tell you not to do. Number 12. You can tip over even if you're not on a hill. We can learn from this. It happened while an operator was getting off the tractor once. I've seen a picture, and this is why this one is on here. I saw a picture on one of the forums. This particular picture was a John Deere, and its shifter was mounted on the floor between your legs. And the operator's foot hit the shift lever, and the tractor backed over a rock, and there she was again on her side. This time he thought it was so comical that he took pictures. And then he righted the tractor and went back to work. He's just a little more careful these days. Number 13. Watch that fuel level. Say you've got a quarter tank of fuel left and you're mowing on a slope. Well, if the tractor tilts far enough in the right direction, your fuel pump could lose its prime. And you might want to keep at least half of a tank when you're working on slopes. Number 14. If you want to keep an implement for 15 or 20 years, buy a good one. Inexpensive, budget quality implements are tempting, especially if you're going to use them sparingly on light duty jobs. But for your bread and butter implements that are going to get a lot of use, you'll want to invest in the type of quality that can stand up to years and years of use and abuse. Number 15. Bucket size matters. Especially with backhoe buckets, the size matters. If you have clay soil, small buckets might be too small for the soil to easily fall out. You might want to get a wider bucket if your soil requires it, or a smaller bucket if your main jobs are narrow trenching. As for loader buckets, extra width is usually only good for light-duty applications. Light-duty loader buckets are also more prone to bend over time if you use them for heavy-duty stuff. And number 16. You might not need that boom pole. Now, this is on a lot of forums, and this is actually a lesson that me and my grandpa have learned ourselves. Some owners actually need a boom pole, but not many. Yet many people own them. Across the country, there are probably thousands of boom poles serving as yard art or taking up space in the barn, all because they were on sale. We got ours for about $140 on sale at Tractor Supply. Well, we've come to find out that they were for sale for a good reason, because almost nobody needs them. If you actually use your boom pole, let me know what you do with it in the comments, because I'd really like to see that. Now, there was a time a few months ago where me and my grandpa actually found that we did need the boom pole. We were using it to pull out some old T-posts, but you don't usually need it. So, lesson learned. Buy the right tool for the job, but only if you need to do the job more than once. I hope you all enjoyed the video and learned something new. I will see you all again on Monday. As always, please like, comment, subscribe, tell your friends, and check us out on Facebook at Outdoors with A&T. And we've also got a Patreon page with 3 different membership options, so don't forget to go check that out as well. So, I'll see you all soon. Until next time, bye for now.